Hello everybody, Nintendo Capri Sun here, and sorry about the late video today, but I had to, get over my Ni no Kuni rush again. I don't know why I'm even still playing that. I'm on the post-game stuff now, but whatever. That's a whole nother story. We don't even need to talk about that here. So this is an NES title that I did play as a kid, but even more importantly, I saw the movie as a kid, and that was one of our more, shall we say, exciting times. I remember what happened, too. I remember Dad rented the movie, he brought it home, he stuck it in the VCR, watched like the first 5 minutes of the movie, and then he stopped the tape. He came in to get me and Mom. He's like, "You guys have got to see this." And thus we were introduced to the greatness of Willow, the movie. This is Willow, the game, for the NES, which normally, you know, these movie-based video games don't always turn out so good. I mean, occasionally you get lucky, you have a Batman, or you have a Batman, but, you know, most of them are just kind of shitty. Well, this one actually wasn't so bad. Now, maybe if the movie had been more popular, the game would have been more popular, but I can't say with any certainty whether one would have affected the other. I mean, obviously the game wasn't going to affect the movie's popularity, but maybe I can help the movie's popularity out a little bit, and maybe even the games by playing it myself. And these, I gotta tell you, back in the day, these 8-bit graphics, these looked great. Like, that looks just like Bavmorda. Okay, and that other picture of Finn Rizal looks just like her. And now we have a Contra-style scrolling in of the title screen. You press start, we're just gonna go right on into the game here. Password if you want to start in the middle. That is one of the, I guess, more outdated aspects of the game, is the password system. What are we playing, Metroid here? So as you can see, the game is a lot like Zelda. You got an overhead view, you can walk into houses. And there's my family. It looks just like my family. It looks just like the actors that played him in the movie. I mean, even like the shapes of their heads and everything, and oh, it's just wow, man, I'm telling you. So, for those who don't know, the movie, actually, I may be spoiling a bit about the movie. So, if you don't want to spoil yourself on the movie, then I would suggest either not watching the LP, or better yet, watching the movie. Because it's really good. Way better than the game gives it credit for. This is the High Alduin, again, with a profile picture that looks just like him. Just like him. Anyway, he gives you your first magic spell of the game, which is Magic Acorns, which mostly not really that useful. I never use them, but fortunately, it grants you your first MP of the game. Anytime you pick up a new magic spell, it always refills your MP. So, it's a good idea to maybe try to keep that in mind, but then again, if you're playing this for the first time, you're not going to know when that's coming, so how would you know to not try to, well, you wouldn't be able to refill your MP anyway, so, because there's no way to do that in this game. And, MP and HP stay pretty consistent to each other in the game. Like, you never have, like, usually in games you have a lot more of HP than you do MP. But in this game, you end up with actually more MP by the end of the game, I think it is. There's 15 experience levels in all in the game. I guess we can explore a little bit here. Yeah, 15 total experience levels. As you can see in the upper left corner, the number at the very top is what level you currently are, which I'm level 1. The E represents how much total experience you've gained throughout the game, so at certain milestones, like for example at 150, you'll get to level 2, then it'll just keep counting up till it gets to 300, then you'll be at level 3. But some of the later levels require a ridiculous amount of experience to actually reach. Technically, I think you only have to be level 13 to beat the game. But if that's the case, I mean, if you were level 13, you would only just barely have enough magic power to kill the final boss, and you would have to do it without missing. So that's kind of annoying, which I'm probably just going to go ahead and grind all the way to 15, even if I have to do it off-screen. But yeah, so... Oh, nobody home. Oh, nobody to greet us. Whatever. So another interesting aspect about this game that no other game that I know of has ever used is the swinging of the sword. Now our first goal is going to be obviously to get to the village of Dew, which that's actually not so obvious because nobody's mentioned it until now. So here's the thing. You go in here and you can equip whatever you got. Sword, magic. Now, the magic is actually executed by pressing the B button, or, well, on the Nintendo controller is technically the A button. But I always map it to where Y and B would have been on the Super Nintendo controller. Whatever. But be careful, because you press B to swing the sword, and A to cast a spell. It's very easy to cast your spell by accident when you meant to swing your sword, because you thought you were playing Link to the Past or something. Now, here's the thing. 2 different ways to swing the sword. You can do it while moving, like this, to stab straight ahead, or you can stand still and swing it, and it goes in kind of an arcing motion. That's a pretty nice arc, too. It's like 180 degrees. But you also notice it's extremely slow. And there should be monsters here, but I don't see them. Huh. So you gotta be really careful with the sword. Like, I wouldn't recommend using the arcing attack much at all until you level up a little bit, because here's what happens. When you level up, you actually swing the sword faster. And I'm sure there's probably been games out there that do that now, but I'm just surprised that the heaviness of a sword hasn't played more heavily into games, especially Zelda. I mean, I don't know. I guess, you know, people don't really think about how heavy a sword is, like, especially a real sword. If you've never held one, they're actually surprisingly heavy. Now, what you can usually do is just hold yourself off in a corner here and repeatedly use the arcing attack to just drive the enemies back like I did there. But it's a lot easier to do that if you can swing the sword faster. Pretty much there's 3 different speeds you can swing the sword. There's like slow, medium, and then there's like... Okay, these guys are splitting off. You couldn't see that there because yeah. I really don't like Yeah, I don't like these ones that split off. They're just too annoying. It's almost not even worth fighting them. But you gotta get experience, so, yeah, hey, I was moonwalking for a second there. It's just a lot easier once you can swing the sword, at least a little bit faster. But we're not gonna see that, apparently, in this video, are we? Because we've already made it to the 2nd village of the game. Welcome to Do, y'all. A nice little flowery village. I didn't mention it before, but the music is really nice in this game, too. It's nice that the outside and the inside music are in the same key, so it's not too big of a transition between one and the other. But yeah, get yourself some free heals there, rest. Let me see, the game doesn't actually follow the movie to a T. There are some discrepancies, obviously, but what surprises me is that just about every one of the main characters in the game is represented, or most of the main characters in the movie are represented in the game. The only one who's really not is Burglecut, and he's just an asshole anyway, so why would you even want his ass in the game? So, except to see him get his head pooped on by a bird, that would be entertaining, but, what are you gonna do? Wanna head to this house down, wanna head to this house down here. Bogarda is the father of the chief of this village. Yeah, the text scrolling on this game, you can't speed it up, and that kind of sucks. But, whatever. We got a shield. The shields aren't really that useful in the game. There are times when they can be, but not that often. I still equip it anyway. Just because, what the hey, so we got a shield. That's what all your shields are going to look like, basically. They're never going to change, so don't go expecting anything fancy like Zelda. No, sir. What do you got to say? If you go west from here, you will see a road that goes through the Rock Mountain. The cave. Wow, that sounds spooky. Weird voice from inside. Well, we'll check on that in a second. First, we need to talk to the elder of this town. Now, if you just go straight to the elder, he's not going to say anything to you. But since I talked to that guy in the southwest corner, now he will. That he does, and I was just taking a sip of soda there. Just like a Chicken Cherry Cola. Let's have a look. Please bring peace back to this village of Dew. It's It's amazing when I go back and listen to my tapes how I used to pronounce tu as tiu. So I'm watching Video Power right now, tiu. Here's the Elder. The story of Bogarda is true. My father was a courageous and just person before being put under such wicked magic. The villagers have been put through such misery. Ah, the magic heal mace. Yes, the most valuable magic in the game. The one you will be using the most. Let's put it that way. Unfortunately, at level 1 we can't use it because it costs 20 MP. Our max MP is 17. You do the math. You have the heal mace, period. Sometimes it's a period, sometimes it's an exclamation mark. I like that it's a period there because it's like being all assertive. Like, you have the heal mace. It's like all badass. That's what I used to think as a kid. It's like, it was just badass that it was a period because it was like, you have it. It's not trying to be exciting or anything like that. Oh, what? You said it was north, man. What the balls? Now, there are a lot of dead ends in this game. A surprising number of sprawling areas out in the overworld. Make it very easy to get lost. I love to scrape my sword against like the edge of the flowers like this. It's like I'm kind of clipping the grass or something. It's just fun. Anyway, guys, I think that's going to be about all that we're going to have time for. Please tell me I was yes, I was. Thank God. So, on the next video of Willow, or next time on Willow, I should say, we will venture forth to try to figure out the mystery of Bogarda, the Elder's father, who's... Well, we'll get to that when we get there. See you guys later.